Well, hello everyone. I got my little dripper, a little part that I guess hangs out above this. Let's see, I got two of them so I can put one in the other, because the other transmission didn't come with it either. Get my finger out of the way. It sits above there like this and drips on the kicker gear, the kickstarter gear, clutch gear, whatever they call it, sits above it like this through that one bolt. So I got that on. Let's see, I've got another gear coming because that one was in such bad. This one was sloppy. Shaft was sloppy. I got a new shaft. Like I say, it wasn't Ray's. Shoot. But it was like $68 for the shaft. And maybe it was Ray's. But then I got this coming for $110. Comes with the bushing. I picked up a reamer, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use that. I have a 1-inch hone just in case. Apparently, it just needs a little bit so it moves smoothly on there. So I may not, hopefully, won't have to do anything. Been working putting this back together. And, of course, remember, I've always wondered about always having that 1/2 inch in there between the starter and the arm. And if you don't, when you pull it in, it bumps into the top of the transmission. So I tried another top hat, a different rod, but the rod doesn't seem to matter. It's all in how those fingers push onto the inside of the top hat and where it starts. So I'm almost thinking, because this is an aftermarket cover, and I've got two others. Got one over here, and I tried that one, but of course this is not for kick. I got two of those. And I thought, okay, maybe this aftermarket, there is some different space between the face of this and the center line of this, moving this way a little bit. Maybe that could be a little bit in there in the mix. But everything seems to work out best if I put this washer in here, which is about that thick. Put this washer in there. So that's in between the fingers and the top hat, the throwout bearing. Right now what I've got in there is the newer style. You can see it just touching the flat washer, the hardened washer. Then you have the cylindrical bearings in there, the little pencil bearings. Then you have another flat washer. Of course, that's held up against a shoulder in the push rod, and you got the clip, and that's pretty good. That's probably about the best I've been able to. It's not as close to the starter as with the washer. And I don't know if you can see, let's see. Yeah, I don't know if you can see how much. Well, you can see there's not a lot of thread coming out for the adjustment, but it's better than it has been. And even with a new, you can see it more there, even with a new cable, It doesn't matter, so I put the old cable back in. One of my previous videos, I talked about that. The cable didn't matter. The length of this rod doesn't matter. The length of the adjusting screw doesn't matter. What matters is where the fingers, between the fingers and this top part of the top hat, where the fingers push up against there like this. Now, I thought, okay, maybe the thickness is different here, and they are a little bit. That one's about the same, and I have another one, and I don't know where I put it. I may have put it back in the container. But the other one, it's a little thinner in here, this area. But it's either, and these all turn well. The only thing I can do is try and get a caliper or something that would go on the inside and here and see if there's any variance between the face of this and the face in here, which is hard to see, the face in there. I have a couple different ones of these, and they some go in just a little bit deeper. They all stick out about that far. But, you know, the important thing is when you pull in the clutch, you don't want it banging this. So you have to start off roughly 1/2 inch away from there, from the starter. So, lucky I got plenty of time on my hands and trying to figure out this geometry of this. And I have another one of those feet that goes on the bottom of this that pushes on the throwout bearing, and it's the same. It's a newer one because it has the wider gap in it. So I think that's what's designed maybe for the newer throwout bearing. The older ones had a smaller gap in it because you're just pinching over that little tit. And of course pushing on the face of this. So just something to talk about, guys. While I'm tinkering with this, you know, I put all the stuff in here, and I put this one on, and it's a little bit closer. So I really think this aftermarket one here, it doesn't take much variance to make things out of whack somewhere further away from the center of this axis. So I'll just keep tinkering with it. I just thought I would just throw a video out there, and if anybody'd ever come across this. There's a couple I've seen on YouTube where, well, one guy actually welded up the pads a little bit, and that makes sense. Now that's not going to fall out. I've done it before, and it didn't fall out. I don't have slop. It's not sloppy. This is actually about the tightest one. These others are older. There's a little more slop in there. Other than buying another one of these with this, be great if it had this, and just seeing, you know, not an aftermarket one, but one from '69 prior. Because that 69 was the last year of the kick, as I understand. So that's just where I'm at. I've been tinkering around with this today and getting a few parts in. And of course, I'll continue on with the building this tranny. Instead of buying this part, I went ahead and made this stop because it has to have the stop for the kicker to bump into when you're kicking, and then it, I think, goes back is what it does, or when you go down it stops. One way or the other, forget. But instead of buying the thing, I thought, well, heck, I got time, I'll make it. So I had to find some V-headed screws, countersink, and made this and welded this, and so other than saving $20, it's kind of fun to, to try and make something and rather than just buy everything. Well, that's my story, and I'll stick with it till I figure it out, or figure differently. Hope everybody's doing well. Looks like we're supposed to get some snow. It was a nice day today, roughly. Well, I'll catch you all later, and bye-bye for now. See ya. Bye-bye.